Welcome, I'm Rob. You join me back in the kart at TeamSport Sheffield for the first of 3 sessions. It's a fairly empty session with just 9 of us on track. I was expecting a quiet evening as the weather forecast was for snow, and whilst it was snowing outside, thankfully it didn't settle much during the evening. So apart from flag tests on lap 1 and a very short red flag a little later on, this was a hot lapping session for me. The car I had didn't feel brilliant. The brake pedal was either really long or it worked okay, so I'm guessing it had some air in the lines or something. The track didn't feel particularly happy either. It was very cold outside, with a mixture of oversteer or understeer, even on the same corner. But I'm guessing you're here for the big topic, money. I have recorded every visit in 2022 and 2023 so far. I've noted what they've cost me and what they would cost people who aren't TeamSport members, and I'll break these costs down in this video. So the first thing I will say is, if you're booking a TeamSport session and you aren't a member, make sure you book online and use the code GET10, GET10. This gets you 10% off the booking cost. If you book by phone or in store at a desk, you'll end up paying more. So in 2022, all of my go-karting trips were to a TeamSport venue, mostly Sheffield, but I also visited Stoke with their electric carts and Nottingham as well. One visit also included the smaller Le Mans layout at Sheffield, but you do pay the same price for that one. Prices for TeamSport do vary between if you're booking a weekend or a weekday, and certain events cost more. I'll leave a running total just above my head here, and I'll go through each session just over to my right. So my very first visit was back on the 23rd of February. My work were planning a company-wide visit in March, and quite frankly, I wanted to get down and get some practice in. My first ever visit cost me £33.30. If I hadn't used the Get 10 code, it would have been £37. I didn't record this video, and obviously it's not on YouTube for that reason. So next up was my company's exclusive Grand Prix event. This one cost me a whopping £40.50. I think the company did use the Get 10 discount, so it may have cost more for some other people, but I don't know. I was charged £40.50. I had to pay for the company. I had also bought my boots and gloves between these sessions, but I'll cover my kit costs later on in another video. April is my birthday month, and I convinced my wife that she should buy me a year's membership. Membership of TeamSport comes at 3 levels, and I'll leave a link in the description for the full features of each level. The basics are: you have social at just £7.99 per year, you have club at £24.99, or you have elite at £34.99. I went for club, which gets you 25% off all online bookings, so you no longer need that Get 10 code. You join the reward points scheme, a little more on that shortly. You get a free race on your birthday, and access to club and social member events. And finally, you get a free Cosm Balaclava. I didn't technically pay for my membership, so I'm not going to add it to that running total just yet, but I will add it on at the end, don't you worry. So, having now become a member, in order to qualify for my free birthday session, I needed to book and attend a session as a member. Time for my first visit as a paid up member, the 3rd of April. This is also my first weekend visit, so the cost is slightly higher at £30. Without my membership, that would have been £40 or £36 if I remember the Get 10 code. So then, my birthday visit. Another weekend visit, but it's free this time. I think you now have to take these on a weekday, or maybe I just got past the system somehow. Either way, without membership, that also should have been £40 or 36 with get 10. So next up was a Monday evening session. I wasn't confident enough to book one of the members only Grid 3 for 2 sessions just yet, but it turns out I could have, as I set my fastest ever lap during this session. That's my 57.961 that I'm still yet to beat again. Anyway, that session cost me £27.75, and without membership that would have been £37 or £33.30 with get 10. We're now into May, and I took a group of friends for what turned out to be a very poor session, and I can only apologise to them. They do want to go again. Like my last one, this cost me £27.75, but it cost each of my friends £33.30 because I used get 10 with booking. Otherwise, it would have been 37. My second visit in May cost another £27.75, £37, £33.10 using the get 10 code. On this visit, I found out that you can use the Race Again vouchers as a member, something I just assumed you couldn't. So, Race Again vouchers are the next best thing if you don't want to go for membership, although you really should. Better still, combine the two. You make one visit at full price or 10% off, and you ask at the bar or reception to buy a Race Again voucher. This gives you a midweek ultimate race experience at 50% off the full price. You have to pay up front, but you then have 6 months to use it. There are some other conditions about not being able to use it in December, so just make sure you do understand the T's and C's, but they are very worthwhile. Now when I said ultimate race experience, that's public sessions, so that's either the adult race experience or the family race experience if you want to bring your kids along. So I was quick to use my new Race Again voucher, and in early June I made another visit to Sheffield, but found they were only running half the track, so it's a good job I only paid half the price. This visit was on the Le Mans layout, and it cost me £17.50 rather than the full price of £37 or £33.30 with the get 10 code. You get the hang of this. At this point, I discovered I had accrued enough reward points. Now I mentioned the reward points when I spoke about the levels of membership. So each visit earned you 100 points. It used to be 1, but they changed that late in 2022, and I'm only going to talk about the new point system from here on. And once you have 600 points, your next ultimate race experience is free, as long as you don't try and visit on a Saturday. I've left the link down in the description with more information on the reward point system too. So with my free visit booked, I visited, rather smugly, later on in June. A visit that should have cost £37 or £33.30 with the get 10 code, but for me was nothing. It was then time to get brave. On the 11th of July, I booked my first members-only Grid 3 for 2 session. The fastest of the fast drivers. And me. For the pleasure of trundling around and being the slowest in all 3 sessions, I paid £27.75. I'm going to add that same cost to all the totals, because you can only book it as a member. My second visit in July wasn't to Sheffield. I was further to the southwest, and I popped into Stoke for an electric session one Saturday afternoon. Despite being a Saturday, this session was quite a cheap one at just £27 for me, or £36 without membership down to £33 with the get 10. I only managed one visit in August, but it was the first session that my new work colleague Dan joined me for. It cost me the usual £27.75, but Dan had to pay £33.30 because I told him about get 10. Otherwise, he'd have had to pay £37. I'd purchased another Race Again voucher in August and used it for my first September visit, so that's another £17.50 for me, £37 or £33.30 for anyone else with get 10. Next up was the run out to Nottingham, another Saturday visit, so higher costs and higher than Stoke. This one cost me £31.50, but would have been £40 on the door, or £36 with Get 10 online. My third September visit was another points freebie, so let's add the full price cost to that tally. £37 or $33.30 with Get 10. You get in the hang of this. October, I had 3 visits. The first 2 were an extra session free. Not member only events, but still 3 sessions, 45 minutes of go-karting fun. The third session is cheaper, it's not quite free, so they've not quite got the name right on that one. So each of those cost me £32.25, whilst Dan paid £38.70 with Get 10 and no membership. Full whack is £43 for your free session. I invited the rest of my department out for the third visit of October. That's another £27.75 for me, with each of them paying £33.30 with Get 10 rather than £37. My first visit in November was an interesting one. Having used a Race Again voucher at £17.50 to book the first 2 sessions, I then booked onto a third session with an additional £8.50, making it £26 overall for 45 minutes of go-karting. Not bad going. With Get 10, that would have come to £41.80, and without it, £46. Ouch. I bought a new GoPro between these 2 videos then, which is a cost I'm not adding to this total either. I then headed out for my big crash. Yeah. Thankfully, it only cost me the usual £27.75 rather than £33.30 with Get 10 or £37 without, so I didn't need to pay too much for the privilege of getting hurt. Then my final visit in 2022 was a Friday afternoon in December. December has higher prices for some reason, so despite being a Friday, it cost me £30. Still cheaper than the full price of £40, which becomes £36 with Get 10. So there it is. The grand total for all my go-karting visits in 2022 came to £512.05. Add on my £24.99 for membership, and we're looking at £537.04. Wow. So what did my £25 membership save me? Well, if I booked by phone, the savings clock in at an amazing £300.70, with the total of all those sessions being £812.75. Even if I had used the Get 10 code all year, those savings still far outweigh the membership cost, with a total of £730.15, seeing a saving of £218.10. Even if you don't visit as regularly as I do, the TeamSport membership soon pays for itself quite quickly. I've run out of time in this video, so I'm going to do the 2023 figures so far in the next video, where I'm also going to cover the cost of any kit that I've bought. Obviously the kit is all optional, as it's all available for hire. I just wanted my own stuff to look pretty. As always guys, thank you so much for joining me. Please do give the video a like, leave some feedback down below in the comments. Tell me how much you spent last year. Thanks again to all of you who have subscribed, and if you haven't yet, please do give that little button a click. It really helps the channel to grow. I've recently been to Wilton Mill. After this series of videos, I've got another outdoor track coming up, and I want to get even further afield. So please do give me that little click for me. And until next time, cheers.